Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be reviewing the new Quelle Chris album, Guns. This is the latest album from Detroit record producer, rapper, and songwriter Quelle Chris. We last heard from Chris back in 2018 with his collaborative album with Grae titled Everything's Fine. It was well received and praised for its uniqueness, clever, and comedic lyrics, as well as the fantastic chemistry between Grae and Chris. And the same humor is worked into this album, but not as much. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this still is a great album. And I think this album holds some of Chris's best songs to date, songs like Box of Wheaties and Straight Shot. Now for me, the beginning of this album starts off a little rough. I wish that the opening track, Spray and Pray, was a little bit longer. The song after that, Guns, sounds like an extension of that track. And my least favorite track on this album, Mind Ya Business, is I can't even say that I like the song slightly. The song is repetitive and annoying, and the chorus to me isn't really that catchy, but from this point the album does get better. The song Wild Minx is good up until the outro, and this outro nearly ruins the track for me. However, the actual music on this track makes it just so enjoyable to listen to. I kind of just skip over the outro. This song transitions into the next, Box of Wheaties, which is one of my favorites on this album. Even though the outro from the previous track sticks around for another 45 seconds, the production on this track is beautiful, and by far some of the best on this album. It is soothing, quaint, and lovely. And while I think this is a standout moment for the production on this entire album, the production across this album is something to just admire. It is really well done. It is abstract and slightly experimental, and it's really nice. But the best part about this album are the lyrics. The lyrics on this record are not only deeply political, but socially conscious as well. There are verses that Chris delivers that dive into themes of racism, patriotism, xenophobia, and, of course, guns. There's this one phrase that sticks out like a sore thumb at the end of two tracks, Mind Your Business and the song after that. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose. Now, this quote is said by then presidential candidate Donald Trump. And given the context of this album, this line speaks volumes. Sunday Mass is easily the most impactful song on this album. It features a spoken word passage from soul singer Bilal Salam. I hope I pronounced that right. With some effects on his vocals, and that's the entire track. It's less than a minute in length. This track talks about shootings and those behind such atrocities. Shootings such as the Pulse shooting, the San Bernardino shooting, the Las Vegas shooting, Parkland, Sutherland Springs, and a few more. It is in fact the heaviest moment on this album. Given the fact that a major shooting took place in Christchurch, New Zealand, and in Brazil a week before this album was even released, it's just all the more eerie. Chris is forward-thinking, and it shows in his songwriting. He can effectively talk about the aforementioned topics in such a humorous way. Now, there are some points where Chris's vocals are a little weird, but if you can hone in on the lyrics, the listening experience to this album is all the more better. What really kneecapped this album from blossoming into its full potential was the first half of this album. From the obnoxious track Mind Ya Business to the somewhat annoying outro on the track Wild Minx, the first half of this album has several things that didn't pan out all that well. But what this album has going for it are the lyrics and the production as well. Even with some hiccups, I can easily say that this is one of Quelle Chris's best albums to date. So all in all, this album, personally, is a B+. And with that said, Bailey. Oh. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this album down below. And how do you like the new format? Might be permanent, might not be. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this album down below. And I hope to see you in the next video.